We're here with our offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach, Bill Musgrave. Go ahead and let me know in the chat if you have a question for Coach Musgrave, and we'll get going. Okay, we'll go ahead and get started with Jeff Ferrata. Jeff?
Hey, Bill, how you doing today?
Good, thank you.
Good. Can you tell us if there's any clarity on the backup quarterback situation?
Not quite yet, but we've got, like we talked about before, multiple candidates, and Ryan Glover is at practice now after not being at practice for a number of days. So he's getting some turns, and Zach Johnson's getting turns, of course, Akai and Robbie as well. So, but it's good to have Ryan in the mix. So
will it be important to have someone identified clearly as number 2 before you play your first game, or do you just sort of ride this out and see what happens?
No, I think we'll have a clearer picture of it next week.
Okay, we'll go to Jim McGill from Bear Insider.
Coach, what are some of the benchmarks that you're looking for to know that your offense is flowing the way you'd like to see it go?
Points. The benchmark for offense is points. However we get in the end zone, that's what we want to do. That's our goal every time we begin a series. So we're looking to score enough points to win each and every game. And I think our guys are really getting into their battle rhythm, and we seem to be taking significant strides each and every day to get right where we want to be September 4th.
So if you're not scoring on big chunk plays, obviously the red zone is particularly important. And we've seen that you guys have been working on the red zone a decent amount in camp so far. Do you feel like the efficiency is getting stronger there?
Yes, we're not where we want to be, but we are getting better each and every day. So we're just going to keep churning and keep getting better, not only here in camp, but also as the season evolves.
And speaking of the red zone, it looked like in spring, Tommy Christakis was a big weapon there with his athleticism. Now that he's back with you guys, do you see being able to utilize him in a strong way there?
Yes, we're really glad that he's back and practicing on a daily basis, and looking forward to getting some more guys back too that maybe haven't practiced day in and day out in camp, so we can have all of our weapons all over the field, but especially in the red area. And
speaking of tall receivers, Kalecki's a tight end, but he's super long and rangy, and he's had some nice moments in camp. Do you see a young guy like him being able to play a role in the red zone this year too?
Well, we haven't come to that conclusion yet. He's a young guy, and he's doing some nice things. He's got a ways to go to be ready to contribute, but he could very well get there. He's doing some really nice things, as you mentioned, in practice, and he's got a very bright future.
Thanks.
Okay, we'll move on to Trace Travers. Trace?
Yeah, I have a bit of a different question. Throughout camp, I've kind of seen with the offensive line splits that they're kind of varied based on what you guys are doing. Is there any reason to that, or would you rather have like even splits between your linemen, or how does that work?
We do. Certain splits help the certain scheme. At times we want to massage the splits a little bit just to create a different look and also create more air possibly if we're using a certain cross blocking scheme or a pulling scheme. So you're right. We don't want to make it too obvious so the defense doesn't pick up on any indicators, but the splits are negotiable.
And with that, throughout fall camp and even just throughout having an offensive line the past year or so, you guys have said, hey, we're going to need more than 5 guys. Do you have an ideal number of guys that you could see playing at just on the line in general?
Well, I think we usually have to have, 8 or 9 guys ready to go. And we have a deep group. We've had a little attrition with some guys here this summer, here at the last minute. So we don't have our normal numbers that we would expect, but the guys have battled and gotten themselves ready. And that O-line will be judged as a unit, as we know, not individually. So important that they gel together no matter who those 5 are.
Has there been anyone maybe outside of the guys who've started a game for you that have jumped out in that regard to play with that 8 or 9?
Well, guys that are jumping out, I'd say Braden Rome is playing some good tackle, both left and right. Ben Coleman is playing some good football at all 5 positions, if you can believe that, center included. Of course, we've got Brian Driscoll, who's playing some center and both guards, in addition to the guys that have started in the past.
Thank you.
Then we'll go to David Bush from Bear Insider.
Hi, Coach. How would you say that Chase has done this fall? Has he had a good camp?
He really has outstanding camp. Yesterday, he made more strides. He made some plays yesterday, both in the pocket and out of the pocket, just decision-making wise, accuracy, timing, anticipation. He's had an outstanding camp. He's wowing us as a coaching staff each and every day.
I was going to ask you about his decision making. Have you seen an improvement in it over the course of camp and going back to the spring?
I think so. I think the more turns, more time on task he gets with our pass concepts and things like that, he learns. He's a lifetime learner. Each day he may make a mistake like all of us, but he's not a mistake repeater. He applies those lessons as he goes forward.
Thanks.
Okay, we'll go back to Jeff Ferrata.
Bill, you were talking about the offensive line. Is Will Craig practicing yet?
Yes. Yep, he is. We're glad to have him back.
When did he resume practicing?
I don't know. A couple days ago, 2-3 days ago.
Well, and how's he doing?
Great. You feel his impact when he's out there. So very positive.
You expect him to be able to be in the starting lineup by September 4th?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And secondly, when we've been able to watch practice, it seems like Monroe Young has played quite well for you. I'm wondering what you see his role is and how he's improved since the spring.
Monroe's been out there each and every day, which the number one ability that all coaches are looking for in football is availability and to be durable and to be there each and every day to be counted upon. And that's Monroe. And he knows all of our 4 wide receiver positions. He knows the concepts like the back of his hand. So he's got great utility there and embrace the cross training that we've presented to him on his plate.
Besides the versatility, what are his strengths?
Oh, he's a good route runner. He can drop his weight, change direction, stop on a dime. And once again, he knows what to do, so we can count on him to be in the right place at the right time.
Sounds like he's going to play a lot.
Yep, we would expect him to play a major role. We're thankful that we have him because we've had a couple little nicks and things in the receiver department. So he's been there day in and day out.
Among some of the young guys there, it seems like Maven Anderson, Jeremiah Hunter, and maybe Justin Richard Baker have had some moments in practice. Can you talk about their progress and what you expect from them?
Yep, those young guys show up and make plays. They're young, they're green, but when they make a mistake, they learn from it, and they only get better from their mistakes. So mistakes are few and far between, but we're counting on those guys to help us move the ball and get in the end zone as well.
Has Sturda been able to practice? Is he there, or what's his status?
No, I don't think so. I think Justin would be able to speak on those injuries better than I would, but I don't think J. Mike, has been out there for a while. So at some point, we'll look forward to getting him back and continuing his development.
Thank you, Bill.
Okay, Trace, did you have another question or?
I did. You
Okay.
talked a bit about Ryan Glover earlier, and he got to play during the scrimmage on Saturday. I guess, what did you see from him early, even though he had maybe 2 practices before then?
Yeah. 2 practices is right. So it's crash course time for Ryan Glover. It's try to get him up to speed as quickly as we can and see where he is when we get to next week. So it was great to get him out there on Saturday, and he's taken a lot of reps, and we've had a lot of walkthroughs out there during special teams periods where we're trying to simulate plays, just trying to get him as many turns as we can in a short amount of time.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay, if anybody else, give you about 3 or 4 seconds here. Hit us in the chat if you have a question. If not, looks like we're done. Thanks a lot, Coach.
All right, thank you, man.
Bill.
Okay.
Thank you.
See you.